Hello everyone in social care land. This is Ado here, Home Services Management Team in Dublin, social care worker and member of the board in Corru. Glad to be back doing vlogs. I know I was off for a while and I did one last week. This is my next one. So what I want to address today in the short few minutes that I have is a post that I put up yesterday on all my social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Facebook groups with you guys and social care workers and the Irish Professional Social Care Workers pages. I put up some screenshots of some files that I had received from TUSLA in relation to the early years of my life as a child born in a mother and baby home. And I put it up for a reason, not to garner sympathy or empathy even, but to try and generate a little bit of thought and discourse around how we communicate with people who are living with trauma. A lot of us in social care services, work with people who are living with trauma, and not just our clients or our residents or whatever service you use, whatever words you use, but work directly, shoulder to shoulder, with people who are living with trauma, our managers, our supervisors, our peers, our friends. And communication and the way things are communicated can be massively triggering. If you go back and look at what I put up and the state, first of all, that the files were photocopied and given to me, and then what is in them and what was redacted, can be directly aligned to what we do on a daily basis. Things like handovers, how are we writing handovers, what information are we putting in the handovers. Imagine if you've written handovers and in 30 years time someone like me, or 40 years time someone like me, comes back and looks to read the handovers, and you've said that Ado was Scorpy today, or Ado was locked, or and I'm hoping that you aren't doing that. But I mean, I've read handovers in all the years I'm working in social care that I'd be horrified by. And that's the first consideration. And then when someone does come back to you and looks for their files, when they do a subject access request, how do we prep that subject access request? Do we, if the photocopier is running out of ink, do we just keep going? Or do we stop and refill the ink and make sure that someone has a really good quality copy of what they want? You got to remember that what we're doing in social care, especially in residential services, is that we are holding someone's personal information. That we are, in their eyes, the owners of that information, even though it's theirs. That they have to jump through hoops to get that information from us, that the power lies entirely with us. We need to remember that, and we need to consider that, so that when someone comes back and looks for their file and their information, that the information is good, that it's written well, and that the copies, or whatever way we present the hard file back to them, is really good quality and they can read it. There's no more difficulty. We're not re-traumatizing them. So from handovers to filing systems to the way we record stuff to the way we talk to each other, it's all about communication, isn't it? And that's why I put that stuff up yesterday, for you to see in social care land how me, a 55-year-old social care worker, was communicated with by TUSLA when I went looking for my files from the adoption organisation I was with and from the mother and baby home I stayed in. 4 pages. That's all I got. That's the sum of my existence. Talk to you next week.